You demonstrated tremendous resilience. You demonstrated tremendous perseverance. Please stay connected. Please remember that this is your greatest investment in yourself, your education, and no one can ever take it away from you. Please remember, we are LA. Congratulations. Graduates, please move your tassel from the right to the left.
Welcome everyone to the 2025 Zoom recognition event to honor this year's recipients of the Cal State LA Emeriti Association's fellowships and scholarships. My name is Dr. Patricia Chin of the Chin Family Institute for Nursing at Cal State Los Angeles. I am currently serving as president of the Emeriti Association. I'm honored to welcome you all this afternoon to this very special event. There are many guests joining us, among whom are members of the Emeriti Association, university faculty, and administration. I am especially pleased to introduce Dr. Bernicia Johnson-Eanes, president of Cal State LA, to get us started with a special greeting on behalf of the university and campus administration.
I'm so delighted to join you all. Good afternoon. Thank you for having me here. Thank you, Cal State LA Emeriti Association, for the ongoing service and generosity, celebrating this connection between the Emeriti and our outstanding students. Thank you, Dr. Chin, for everything you have always done. We appreciate you. Thank you, Emeriti Association, for their continued commitment to student success, and to the mission of engagement, service, and public good. What I will share with you all is that today, just this morning, I participated in Eagle Fest on campus. Those are students who are waiting to be accepted and or have been accepted, and they were a burst of energy. They are trying to figure out how to be a golden eagle. So thank you, thank you, thank you if any of you all were able to understand the participation and our commitment to that work. Your impact as Emeriti extends far beyond the years of service. You continue to transform lives and talk about Cal State LA in places that are important for us. I want to recognize the 13 name endowments created by the Emeriti members, families, and friends, a powerful legacy of remembrance. The message to student recipients: please understand these awards ease the financial burden of our students attending school, and it's important for them to know that there are people that have been at Cal State LA that invested them at this time. Congratulations to all the student awardees. Your hard work and excellence inspires us. You represent the best of Cal State LA: talent, determination, commitment to making a difference. Let me say that when you wake up every day and you look at the news and you think about your experience at Cal State LA, I hope that you reflect on your power and what you can do to help somebody pay it forward. I want you to know that the Emeriti community believes in you and your ability to lead and contribute to the public good. It is important for all of us to invest in each other. What you are doing and what we're doing as a community is important. Collaboration, communication, and community are at the center of what we do at Cal State LA. Let me also express my gratitude again to the association, because without the association and their vision and their generosity and their continued support, we would not be here. Thank you all who have made this celebration possible. I want to encourage everyone to enjoy hearing the students' stories and aspirations. They are the heart of today's program because we are centered on student success. We are centered on being a community of faculty, staff, and students with many goals, but one goal for us to excel in the area of transforming lives. I want to thank you each for being here. And thank you again, Dr. Chen. And thank you to the Emeriti Association for everything. We are so happy. And remember, we are LA. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Thank you, President Eanes. We are here this afternoon to acknowledge the students, their families, and all their friends who have tuned in to support the students. We all celebrate their outstanding achievements and are hopeful that the financial support that our association provides will not only make a difference by helping them achieve their educational goals, but that the vote of confidence that these awards represent serve as an important stepping stone, leading our recipients toward a prominent future. I hope our students honored enjoyed viewing the video which we opened with today. It reminds us all of why we are here, supporting them in all ways that we can to help them achieve their goals of completing their degrees. I believe this video captures the excitement and emotion that we all experience when we attend commencement. What a joyful event. I would like to take a few minutes to tell you a little about the Emeriti and who we are and what we do. Many people ask, what does the word Emeriti mean anyway? Emeriti was a Latin word used about 400 years ago to describe teachers who serve their students with merit and honor. Today, the university president bestows the honorary title of Professor Emeritus to men or Professor Emerita to women to retired faculty members in recognition of their distinguished service to the university and for their academic accomplishments. In Latin, the term emeriti includes both men and women. So we are the Emeriti Association. The Cal State LA Emeriti Association has over 500 retired faculty members. The executive committee meets monthly, and the entire membership meets several times each year. We publish a newsletter, the Emeritimes, which provides information about our members and campus activities. We have 2 representatives to the University Academic Senate, providing a voice in faculty governance. We have 3 representatives to the CSU IRSA, the statewide CSU Emeriti Association. We offer a lifelong learning program engaging senior citizens in retirement and community centers in continued learning. We also support the university's student food pantry. But by far the most significant effort we undertake is the annual awarding of student fellowships and scholarships. Each fall, we look forward to honoring our recipients. We look forward to hearing about their life and educational journeys, their aspirations in their own words and in their own voices. We are indeed pleased that so many of you are able to join us here today, witnessing this year's awards presentation. But before we begin, I would like to take a few moments to recognize and honor Dr. Deborah Schaefer, Professor Emerita, who died unexpectedly October 13th, 2025. She was well known throughout the university for her warm smile, positive attitude, and contributions to the university as an instructor and reference librarian. She served as a liaison librarian for many different programs at the university. A credit to the university, in 2017, she received the Distinguished Librarian Award from the Education and Behavioral Sciences section of the Association of College and Research Libraries. The Fellowship Award and Scholarship Recognition event was one of her favorite Emeriti Association events. Beloved colleague, mentor, a friend of many, she will be greatly missed and long remembered. Now I would like to introduce Dr. Alfredo Gonzalez, Chair of the Emeriti Fellowship Committee. I would personally like to recognize and thank Dr. Gonzalez and his dedicated committee members and readers for the work they do to make this event possible. Dr. Gonzalez.
Thank you very much, Pat. I appreciate that. I would also like to welcome you to one of the most significant events of the Emeriti Association, as Pat mentioned. We're glad you're all here because it's a very, very special occasion to hear the stories of some amazing, amazing students. I'd also like to give specific thanks to a couple of individuals who join us today. President Eanes, thank you so much for your support, your kind and supportive words. You really set a tone for the campus, for the students, and as well for us. Provost and Vice President for Academic Affairs, Dr. Latimer, thank you for joining us. We really appreciate it and welcome your support. Vice President for Administration and Finance and Chief Financial Officer, Claudia Lindau, again, thank you. Interim Vice President for University Advancement, Jeff Poltorak. Maria Ubago, Associate Vice President for Alumni Relations, thank you for joining us. She's been helpful and very supportive in the planning of this event. And Hugh and Nelson, who is Deputy Chief of Staff and Director of Strategic Presidential Engagement. Thank all of you and the guests that I just mentioned again for just being here to support us. As we all know, students have always had a great need for support, both financial and moral support. The need increased during the pandemic, and it remains. And there are some indications that need may actually increase for many of the kinds of students that attend Cal State LA. And I think that's very important for us to be aware of. We thought maybe we were getting through the roughest of times, but they seem to be coming at us again. And the support that we can provide is very important to them and continues to be. It is a privilege, and I mean privilege, of the Emeriti Association to provide a modest level of support to a number of outstanding students who deserve these awards. I want to say to the students from the deepest part of my heart, we believe in you, in what you have accomplished, in what we see that you are capable of accomplishing, both as a scholar, as a professional, and as a leader in the community. And Dr. Eanes made reference to these elements. It's reflected in the essays and the backgrounds that you've shared with us that allowed you to be selected for these recognitions. And we expect you to continue the work that you've already started and that we are so happy and proud to be able to support. Let me tell you a little bit about the scholarship program. The Emeriti Fellowship and Scholarship Program exists because of the generous contributions from members of the California State University Emeriti Association, friends of the association, and individuals who have learned of the program and have contributed to supporting it. The California State University Los Angeles Emeriti Association awards more scholarships and fellowships than any other Emeriti Association in the CSU system, and we're very, very proud of that. There are two general categories of funds for the scholarships and fellowships awarded by the association. The first is the Emeriti Fellowship Fund. These awards are supported from the Emeriti Fund, an endowment account of the association that exists thanks to the contributions of its members and friends of the association. To date, only graduate students have been eligible for Emeriti Fund fellowships. Graduate students in all fields are eligible for these awards. And it's been noted there are quite a number of fewer opportunities through fellowships for graduate students than there are for undergraduates. And so the fact that we support graduate students, I think, is very, very significant. This year, from the pool of Emeriti Fund fellowships, we have recognized the contributions of a number of individuals and have attached their names to 5 of these awards that are being made this evening. The first president of the association was Sidney Albert. He was instrumental in founding both the Emeriti Association and Cal State Los Angeles, but also at the CSU system-wide level. So one of the fellowships is named in his honor. Carol Smallenberg, a very early member of the Emeriti Association because it was founded around the time that she was retiring, was a major contributor to the fellowship program and helped really get it going to the level that it is now. Dr. James Rosser was also honored with a named fellowship because of his contributions to the university and to the community. And so his 30 years of service are recognized by being named one of the fellowship honorees. Dr. Donald Dewey, who was a member of the history faculty for many, many years, but also the dean of 2 colleges and a longtime member of the association, also has a fellowship that is bears his name as a recognition and honor to him. Dr. Frida Stahl, also a long-time member of the Emeriti Association, was a professor in physics and was always encouraging and supporting women in STEM fields and the Emeriti Association. So she's also recognized with the naming of a fellowship in her name. Students selected for these 5 awards, named awards, have to meet the same criteria as any other student. They're all at the same level in terms of that. But these students who receive these awards are as closely related to the fields in which these individuals taught or advocated as we can get. So it's a particular honor that they receive these awards, not only for the students, but also for the people for whom they are named. There's a second category of awards, which come from endowments that are created by individuals or groups in memory of or to honor someone, or that bear the name of a donor or donors. I would like to emphasize that all students for each of the 2 categories of awards and the 5 named Emeriti Fund awards meet the same high standards. All of these are outstanding students. A complete list of and description of the Emeriti Association scholarships and fellowships can be found on the Emeriti webpage. This year, the combined number of Emeriti Fund fellowships and named endowed scholarships is 22. 13 from the Emeriti Fund, again, which are only for graduate students, and 12 from the named endowed scholarships and fellowships. The individuals who create the endowed accounts can specify whether they want them to be for graduate students only, undergraduate students, or either one, depending on the criteria that they use. Recipients of award this year come from 7 of the colleges and from 15 different departments. And you'll hear a little bit about those, particularly the majors that the students come from, and you'll see they come from a wide variety of fields. And we are particularly proud of the fact that we support students all across the university. This evening, my colleagues, Kathy Riley, Lois Andra Betchley, Kevin Baskey, and Dorothy Keene will be introducing our award recipients, and then we'll hear a little bit from each one of the recipients. In addition, they will also read the statements of award recipients who are unable to join us tonight. I would like to now introduce Kathy Riley, who will introduce the first group of our recipients of the 2025-26 Emeriti Fund fellowships. Kathy?
Good afternoon, and thank you so much, Alfredo, for your introduction to this event today. You've done a wonderful job as our chairperson of the Fellowship Committee, and we all recognize how much hard work you've put into this. It's my honor this afternoon to introduce some of the Emeriti Fund Fellowship recipients. The first one is Blanca Enriquez, who is majoring in psychology, and she is our first awardee for academic excellence. Blanca?
Kathy, unfortunately, we received notice that Blanca is not here today.
Okay, well, I'm very sorry she couldn't make it, but she had a very distinguished career in psychology, and I was actually very honored to read her application. So we'll move ahead, however, then to the next recipient, who is another recipient of the Graduate Fellowship for Academic Excellence, and that is Edward Jaros, who's receiving his Master of Science degree in Business Administration.
Hello.
Go ahead, Ed.
Thank all of you for your support. My name is Edward Albert Jarris, and today marks an important day for me because for many years, I've done the work behind the scenes so that I understood what it meant to be in the fields that I am now an expert in because I earned my first master's in educational technology leadership from Cal State LA in December 2024. And I was honored to be invited to join Sigma Alpha Pi, the National Society of Leadership and Success. For me, that invitation represented recognition of the values I've practiced for years while teaching for more than a decade in both STEM and the arts. I wanted to be able to design curriculum from the corporate boardroom to the classrooms that are teaching the administrators in charge of the positions that I used to work under so that I can change things truly from the top down. When I envision a future that I want to exist in, it always includes the improvement of the well-being of those around me, especially the most vulnerable. I plan to pursue my doctorate and entrepreneurship goals with the hope of creating equity through education on a large scale, through a more balanced allocation of resources, and from a business mindset. And as I work towards my current Master's of Science in Business Administration with a concentration in marketing, and as someone who has worked in a handful of creative fields, I know all too well that the media messages that people are bombarded with or seek out themselves have a deep and lasting impact on how we interact with each other as a community and how we raise our next generations. I know if it weren't for my experiences, I would not have trusted in my abilities to understand difficult scientific subject matter, and I most likely wouldn't be standing here today as the communications officer for the Cal State LA's NASA Minds organization, which won first place this past academic year for our senior systems engineering paper. When I was younger, I dreamed of being able to accomplish anything I put my mind towards. And I think like many of us, I try to rise to a level that's higher than those of my ancestors before me, not just to do them justice, but sometimes to break generational trauma. The thing about leadership is that many times it can feel lonely as we explore the darkness. And if we only ever look ahead, the dark is all we'll ever see, except for our own light. But if we just turn around, we get to see all the other lights that have gathered behind us to walk with us. And together, we can illuminate new ways forward. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Edward. That was very inspirational. And we're very proud of you for the vision that you have for your future. Thank you again for your nice message. I'd like to introduce now a statement that I am going to read from our next recipient, who is Ashley Ramirez, majoring in psychology. She's the next Graduate Fellowship Academic Excellence Award winner, and she was not able to come here today. But this is the statement she provided to us. I am deeply grateful to the Emeriti Fellowship Program for awarding me this scholarship during my final year as a graduate student here at Cal State LA. As a first-generation psychology graduate, this support has eased the financial burden of tuition and allowed me to fully focus on my education. The fellowship has motivated me to continue striving for excellence in my roles as a full-time student, research assistant, and intern. I sincerely appreciate the committee's encouragement and belief in my potential. Thank you for providing me with the opportunity to pursue my academic and professional goals without any additional financial stress. And now I would like to go ahead and introduce the next colleague who will be speaking, and that is Lois Andrew Betchley, I believe.
Hi, I'm Lois Andre Beachley, and I'm also a member of the Emeriti Association Executive Committee. And I have the honor of introducing the remainder of the Emeriti Fund Fellowships. Two of our recipients were unable to attend today, and they sent us statements. So I'll read the statements that they sent to us. The first statement I will read is by Gabriel Sanchez Canizales, and he is majoring in communication studies. So let me first share his statement. I came to Cal State LA in 2016 for my undergrad degree. Due to issues in my personal life, they led me to being academically dismissed. With the help from family, I was able to attend East Los Angeles College in 2018 and then transfer back to Cal State LA in 2022. I was able to complete my bachelor's degree in communication studies in 2024. I was accepted into the MA in Communications program at Cal State LA, again, in 2024 after I completed my BA. First, I would like to thank my mom, who has always been in my corner. I also want to thank my 7th grade history teacher, Mr. Hernandez, who helped me begin my journey in critical thinking. My English 103 professor, Ron Stringer, who made me fall in love with writing and encouraged me to keep writing. And finally, to the 3 professors I had at Cal State LA, who pushed me to not only apply for the master's program here, but also have made me strive to get my PhD so that I can be a great professor like them. The 3 professors are Dr. Mejia, Dr. Wang, and Dr. Baskey. Financial strain has been a struggle that I faced, but I faced it head on with part-time and odd jobs here and there. This fellowship honestly helps me a lot because I can focus on my studies right as I am at the finish line. Thank you to the Emeriti Association. That was Gabriel's statement, but I do think it's pretty wonderful that Gabriel came back for a second chance and going for a third chance at higher education. So congratulations to Gabriel. The next student who is unable to join us today is Michelle Tan. She is majoring in counseling, and so she is the next recipient for the Graduate Fellowship for Academic Excellence. This is Michelle's statement. My name is Michelle Tan. I'm a first-generation Asian American college student, and I'm a second-year student pursuing an EDS degree in school psychology with a certificate in applied behavior analysis at Cal State LA to become a school psychologist and board-certified behavior analysis. I am part of the 4% of Asian Americans in the psychological practitioner workforce, and I am driven to increase representation in the psychoeducational field and provide culturally responsive, linguistically accessible care to Asian American youth and families. My identity also includes having an invisible disability. I grew up in a low socioeconomic area where Asian American students from K-12 settings were considered minority students. Once reaching higher education, students like myself are no longer classified as underrepresented because Asian Americans are statistically overrepresented in college enrollment. This shift makes it challenging for many Asian American students to access financial aid and/or scholarships we previously would have qualified for, which is why fellowships carry so much weight. This is the reality for many of us, even when there is underrepresentation in certain fields in higher education, such as mine, where Asian Americans remain significantly underrepresented. I owe my success to my mentors and peers, to the school psychology faculty at Cal State LA, to the medical professionals who helped me regain the ability to pursue my passions, to the exceptional school psychologists and school personnel that helped me grow every day, and to my parents, whose sacrifices laid the foundation for everything I do. Awarding this fellowship is not just an investment in my education, it's an investment in every student I serve. as well as the change that I advocate for and create. It allows me time and capacity to focus on meaningful work, such as ongoing research on the experiences of individuals with disabilities in graduate programs, advocacy for Asian American student support, and the needs of our diverse students coming from low socioeconomic communities. It also enables me to fully show up for all the student populations that I serve, but most importantly, it allows me to give back. I am so incredibly thankful for this award. Thank you. I had the honor of reading Michelle's application, and I wish she was here. We're just so happy that she was able to get this fellowship. So, congratulations to Michelle. I'd now like to introduce Kevin Baskey. Kevin, you'd like to go on with the rest of the presentations? Oh, I'm sorry. I keep going. The next Graduate Fellowship Academic Excellence recipient is Stephanie Wilson. Stephanie, I'm sorry, who is majoring in Pan-African Studies. Stephanie, it's all yours.
Thank you, Lois. And I want to take time to thank all the members of the, I don't want to say this wrong, Emeriti Association. This is an amazing part of my journey. I was accepted to California State University, Los Angeles to the Pan-African Studies graduate program, but scholarships were closed and when acceptance letters were released. I had no means to pay for school. I needed a full-time job with a flexible schedule that would supplement enough of my income to pay for my basic needs. I secured an AmeriCorps Vista volunteer position with a great schedule, a small living allowance, and people who encouraged me to continue. Additionally, after continuing my year in the position, AmeriCorps Vista provides each member with a cash award or an education award. I chose the education award so that I would be able to pay for the semester I was already in the hole for. It all sounded great until it didn't. Due to the Eden Canyon fires, I evacuated my home on January 7th, 2025. I had my books, my important papers, and enough clothes to get me through work and school for about a week. I stood in long lines and slept on my daughter's sofa for 3 weeks. My house was still standing, but the smoke and wind caused so much damage that we were not allowed back in the area for weeks. Further, there was no electricity, gas, or clean water. We were told we could not live in our homes, even if they did not burn due to high contamination levels. Going to school and work regularly gave me a sense of normality. At least I had a job and somewhere to lay my head. In 4 weeks' time, the AmeriCorps Vista position I was so happy to have folded. Next emergency. All I had at the moment on this journey was hope. And I needed to continue to move forward. It was hope that pushed me there. I continued to go to school. And I was extremely fortunate because at the very end of my AmeriCorps position, I was honored by receiving a Fulbright scholarship. And I was able to travel to South Africa for an entire month. During that time, I visited informal settlements. I spoke to children that were in high school, kids that were in elementary school, kids that took bread home because there was no food at home. What I had learned through the Pan-African Studies program was the deep necessity to care for those who cannot care for themselves. I instilled in my heart the word Ubuntu, which means we are because they are. When I left South Africa, I left with few souvenirs. Some of my co-members had lots of them, but I had decided that I would take the money that I had and that I would buy shoes for the kids who had no shoes. And with the money that I left, 40 students were able to have school shoes for when the semester started. I still had no idea how I was going to pay for the rest of school except to take out a loan. So I am truly honored and deeply grateful to have been selected by the Emeriti Fellowship Program. My academic journey has taught me to remain steadfast, even when the path felt uncertain. And this award affirms this perseverance. As the first in my immediate family, as a great-grandmother to complete an undergraduate degree and now pursue a master's in Pan-African Studies, this milestone is meaningful, not only for me, but for the legacy I hope to build. Your support through the Emeriti Fellowship has enabled me to continue my studies during a challenging economic time, providing me with the stability to thrive rather than merely survive. In my final year of graduate school, I will defend my thesis, Blackness in the Spirit of Other Mothering, with dignity, pride, and profound appreciation for the generosity that has carried me to this moment. As a Fulbright scholar and an AmeriCorps Vista volunteer or alumni, I understand the power of service and collective investment. This award represents more than financial assistance. It is a vote that represents the confidence in my work, in my community, and my future. As an add-on to the Shoe Project, I started recently in the past few months, a collection for kids to receive holiday gifts in South Africa. My goal was $500. I was able to raise $2,700, and I will be serving 1,200 students with shoe boxes of holiday gifts. So thank you for believing in me and making this chapter in my life possible. And I will turn it back.
Stephanie, the struggles you've been through, the stories that you're telling us, and then the work that you will do when you finish for your master's degree is going to make us all so proud of everything that you will continue to bring to the world, to our community, to South Africa. So thank you very much. Congratulations. We are all going to be, and currently are, very, very proud of everything that you will continue to do. Our next recipient for the Graduate Fellowship in Academic Excellence is Taryn Bates. Her major is sociology. So Taryn, your turn.
Thank you so much. My story is that I was homeschooled in a strict patriarchal household where I was consistently told it would be a waste of time and money to go to college since I was born female and was predestined to be a stay-at-home wife and mother. By the time I was 30, this predestination had yet to occur, and I knew I needed to reevaluate what was important to me as opposed to what others had dictated. I decided to finally pursue upper education and soon found myself thriving in academia. Until this point, I had never dreamed of a master's degree, particularly due to finances. But as I immersed myself in the field of sociology, I knew I wanted to keep digging deeper. A primary method within sociology is the sociological imagination, a lens that has to be purposefully applied to analyze how all humans are a part of society, while also striving to acknowledge one's own personal perspective and bias. Since my upbringing sheltered me from pop culture and societal norms, I've spent my whole life continually assessing social situations on a larger scale to determine social cues before participating. This means that I have grown my personal skill for the sociological imagination over several decades independently, and I've been able to strengthen it through formal education over the last 5 years. My career goal is to be able to work in a field that provides resources to historically marginalized people groups, especially to supportively listen to the voices of community leaders. The sociological imagination will allow me to find connections between what people need and what assets already exist, as well as the ability to pursue developing new sources where there are gaps in support. Focusing on inequalities and diversity while studying at Cal State LA has expanded my desire to help everyone feel seen, heard, and valued along the journey to establishing a better quality of daily life. Being chosen as a recipient of the Emeriti Association Graduate Fellowship for Academic Excellence means so much to me as a first-generation student and non-traditional student pursuing my degree later in life who never thought I would find my life's passion and calling through college. I've recently been honored by being selected for the NSS Outstanding Graduate Student Award and credit my ability to thrive at Cal State LA with the strong ties I have formed with the amazing faculty and the Department of Sociology since I transferred here in fall 2022 to complete my BA. And I've worked with the faculty closely, especially by becoming the student managing editor of the California Sociology Forum peer-reviewed student journal, where I've been heavily involved in publishing 4 volumes of student research. And I've also become the founder of our alumni advisory board so that new cohorts will have peer mentorship from those who graduate, and as a way to continue to be involved at Cal State LA after I graduate in spring of 2026. Thank you so much.
Wow, Taryn, that's like a lot of stuff that you've done. Congratulations. And we look forward to seeing all the future work that you're going to do, and especially for paying it forward and making sure that there's going to be mentors for the students that come after you. So again, congratulations, and congratulations to all of these students that I had the opportunity to introduce to you. And now I'm going to do this correctly. Now, Kevin, your turn.
Hello. Thank you, Lois. My name is Kevin Baskey, and I am the Vice President of the Emeriti Association at Cal State LA. I want to welcome all of the loved ones and students and family and friends that are watching this video or tonight, it's this afternoon. I think you get a sense from the words of the students, whether they're here at this event or have written something for us to read to you, why it is that the faculty love the students at Cal State LA, why we are proud particularly of the students that we are honoring tonight. It's my pleasure to introduce the recipients of the named Emeriti Fund Fellowships. And our first recipient is Ashley Flynn. She is majoring in counseling and is the recipient of the Carol Smallenberg Emeriti Fund Fellowship. Ashley, you're up.
Hello, everyone. Thank you so much. I am honored to receive the Carol Smallenberg Fund, and very grateful to the Emeriti Association for making it possible for so many students like me to pursue our education. In addition to the generosity of the donors, I also owe my success to so many people. Some of them are people whose names I know very well, such as my husband, my friends, and so many people in my given and chosen family, and some people whose names I don't know at all. Like the stranger who gave me $1 when I was short on bus fare so I could make it to a job interview, or the person who helped pay for my groceries in front of me in a line. It's truly a community effort to make sure that people can pursue their highest potential and give back to their communities and pay that forward. I am currently pursuing an EDS in school psychology. I was drawn to this career path thanks to an email I got from a job recruitment website to work as a behavioral assistant with children on the autism spectrum. And in doing that work, I realized that I connected with students on the spectrum really easily. I was able to understand the way that their minds work, and we were able to connect, and I've managed to help kids learn to express themselves with their words, helped them even sometimes learn to read or tie their shoes. And that work was so fulfilling, I decided that I wanted to find a way to make it possible for children who learn differently and think differently to basically pursue their highest potential. And so after some digging, I discovered the field of school psychology and was very blessed to be admitted to Cal State Los Angeles. I've been very grateful to have professors here who are encouraging, challenging, and go beyond the basic expectations of teaching material and giving us assignments. They care about how we're doing as people, and they always check in and give us opportunities to ask for help or anything we need. I am hopeful about my future, my professional life, for the first time in a very long time. And so I'm, again, very grateful to the university and to the Emeriti Association for believing in me and also supporting others in our student body. Thank you.
Thank you, Ashley. Thank you, Ashley. Um, our students frequently have had to overcome amazing challenges, and that's part of the reason why we love them. Our next recipient of a named fellowship is Diana Rangel, who is majoring in Chicano, Latino studies, and she is the recipient of the Donald O. Dewey Emeriti Fund Fellowship. Diana?
Hi, everybody. Good afternoon. Okay, so my name is Deanna, and I'd like to thank you all for taking the time to be here on this cold, cozy night. Just like other graduate students, I've also faced a lot of challenges being a first generation Chicana, who'd had to manage work while also going to school. It's been a balance, but despite all of that, I've also been strengthening my commitment to public advocacy and community service. So I come from Sacramento, the capital of California, and that's where I earned my undergraduate degree in ethnic studies. And ethnic studies is what shaped me. It helped me understand my community, my history, and the power of representation. That foundation is what led me to pursue my graduate studies in the Chicana Latina Studies program here at Cal State LA, where I focused my thesis on women in Mexican American politics. So, growing up, I always imagined I'd become a professor, and today I continue to be influenced by powerful women leaders, and my path has expanded. I hope to build a full-time career at the California Secretary of State and eventually pursue a PhD or law school. My goal is to serve my community through advocacy, policy, and education. And I wanted to take a moment to thank everybody who's helped me get to where I am. I always say it starts with my managers. It's just kind of like an insider joke because they're the first ones who opened the door into public policy and service through the Secretary of State. And then from there, I was able to spread my wings at the Chicana Latina Studies Department at the College of Ethnic Studies here at Cal State LA. Oof, that's long, sorry. It's there that I've been working on my thesis on studying women and American, Mexican women in politics. And it's through that data collection of programming and documenting people in Mexico and seeing the first woman president that has helped me connect a lot with my advisors who are Dr. Anita Revilla and Dr. Jose Anguiano. But it was also their work of bringing my cohort together that I can call them when there's hard days. But I also wanted to thank the Associated Students, Inc., ASI, because of their endless support and kindness, they've been able to help me get closer to my goals, which is public advocacy. And it's through this fellowship that I truly thank because I faced financial hardships, but it had it not been for your support, I would have not been working endlessly on trying to bring the California Secretary of State, Dr. Shirley Weber, to campus. It is through your support that I've been able to focus on school and making a big historical impact with the students and on campus and trying to bring such a big historical figure such as Dr. Weber onto our campus to help influence young women to reach for the stars and to also dream that they can work in big political roles such as her. So yeah, thank you so much.
Thank you. That was amazing. Diana, all of the work that you're doing on campus and that you have ahead of you uh, is making us proud and will make us proud. Our next recipient is, excuse me, I'm sorry, I've now lost that. There it is. Our next recipient is the winner of the James M. Rosser Emeriti Fund Fellowship. His name is Israel Gutierrez. He's majoring in public health, and Israel could not be with us today, but has provided us with a statement that I get to read to you. He says, "Hello, everyone. My name is Israel Gutierrez, and although I am unable to join you today, I am truly honored to be a recipient of the Emeriti Association Scholarship. Those long days and nights of hard work, transitioning from undergraduate to graduate school, brought both financial and personal challenges. Yet my academic and professional success reflects the sacrifices I've made and the many blessings I've received along the way. This scholarship is a prime example of that. I chose to pursue my master's in public health because seeing the root causes of health inequities firsthand inspired me to focus on research and community health initiatives. Attending Cal State LA has truly been a blessing in disguise. I've had the privilege of meeting mentors and friends, individuals I now consider family. From my first mentor, Professor Dr. Kimberly A. Kistler with Cal State LA Public Health Department, I learned to envision the positive impact of public health has on vulnerable populations affected by their environment. My Master of Public Health program, cohort, and professors have also guided me in deepening my understanding of the challenges our community faces. Looking ahead, I hope to build a career in emergency management, helping families affected by disasters that threaten their stability and future. I am deeply grateful to my family, mentors, and professors for joining me on this journey. Most importantly, I want to thank the Emeriti Association for their generosity and support, which continues to inspire me to pursue a future dedicated to giving back and making a lasting impact in the lives of others. This recognition reminds me that every obstacle I have faced along my journey has had a purpose, motivating me to continue working toward a future of service to my community. Thank you. Our final Emeriti Fund Fellowship is the Frida Stahl Emeriti Fellowship Fund, awarded to Roshan Suja, a computer science major. Roshan could not be with us today, but he also shared a statement that I will now read on his behalf. "I am truly honored and deeply grateful," said Roshan, "to be selected as a recipient of the Emeriti Scholarship. This recognition from the Cal State LA Emeriti Association means so much to me. It is both a validation of my hard work and a reminder of the incredible support I have received from my professors, mentors, friends, and family throughout my academic journey. Pursuing my master's degree at Cal State LA has been one of the most transformative experiences of my life. While there have been challenges along the way, especially in keeping pace with the rapidly advancing field of artificial intelligence, every step has strengthened my passion for using technology to make a meaningful impact in healthcare. Under the guidance of Professor Naveed Amini, I am currently working on my thesis project on cancer prediction using AI, with the goal of publishing this research and contributing to better and more accessible healthcare solutions. Looking to the future, I aspire to pursue a PhD in healthcare artificial intelligence and to establish a research lab where I can continue developing innovative approaches to early disease detection. I also hope to share knowledge through teaching and mentoring students, empowering the next generation of researchers and innovators. The Emeriti Scholarship provides not only valuable financial support, but also a profound sense of encouragement. It reminds me that dedication and curiosity, when supported by a compassionate academic community, can lead to real and lasting impact. I extend my heartfelt thanks to the Cal State LA Emeriti Association for this generous recognition and for believing in students like me who dream of making a difference. I would now like to welcome back Alfredo Gonzalez, who will introduce several recipients of our named endowed fellowships and scholarships. Alfredo?
Thank you, Kevin. I have to pause before I begin the introduction just to say, as always, I'm blown away by you students, where you're from, what you've accomplished, what you've overcome, the support that you've gotten from loved ones, and the difference that you want to make in the world. I think, I'm sure students all over the country, there are many of them that have those same feelings, but I do believe, and I have spent time on a number of other campuses, that there are more of these kinds of students at Cal State LA than probably most other campuses around the country. And we are just so proud to play a small role in saying we believe in you and we know what you can do, we know what you want to do, and we want to support that. So now it's my pleasure to begin introducing the recipients of the named endowed scholarships and fellowships administered by the association. Again, these are scholarships or fellowships that individuals or a group of individuals has come to us at the association because they believe in the process that we use to select some of the finest students on campus, and they entrust us with funds to identify those students and to recognize the work that they are doing. So we really appreciate that. Our first recipient of an named endowed scholarship is Connie Mancera. She is the recipient of the Jane Matson Memorial Scholarship in Counseling. Connie?
Thank you, Alfredo. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Connie Mancera, and I am currently pursuing my Master's of Science in Counseling with an option in Rehabilitation Counseling at Cal State LA. Thank you to the Emeriti Foundation for granting me the Jane Matson Memorial Scholarship in Counseling, and ultimately for allowing me to keep following my dreams. I wanted to share a little bit about the challenges that have shaped me, why I chose this degree, and what this fellowship means for my future. One of the biggest challenges I faced in navigating higher education as a first-gen student from a low-income background has been balancing work and school and just figuring it all out as I went through the process. In my undergrad experience, I worked countless hours a week to support myself and pay for my education. And it was not easy, but it taught me the importance of showing up for myself. And even now, juggling grad school, internship responsibilities, and extracurriculars continues to stretch me. But it also reminds me my commitment to serving others who face similar barriers and in being an example for them as well. Since then, I have finished or graduated with my BA in sociology from UCLA, and now I'm nearing the finish line and finishing my MS degree here. I chose rehab counseling because I have always been drawn to supporting individuals who feel overlooked or misunderstood. A pinnacle moment in my volunteer experience that led me here is during my volunteer service in UCLA Harbor's medical clinic for unhoused individuals. This experience taught me my concern with supporting individuals who needed more than just basic services, but for someone to listen to their stories, recognize their resilience, and notice how much they needed someone to treat them with dignity. And it showed me this is the kind of work that I want to dedicate my career towards. This experience is ultimately what led me to pursue rehab counseling, where I can advocate for individuals facing barriers and help them move towards stability, independence, and hope. It also aligns with my values, which is meeting people where they are and honoring their stories, ultimately helping them move towards meaningful change. It also reflects what I needed during my own educational journey, which is someone to believe in my potential, even when resources were limited. My career goal is to become a licensed professional clinical counselor and continue to support individuals through difficult times and in recognizing their worth and value. Currently, I am interning with counseling and psychological services on campus, and it has been a powerful experience in how meaningful counseling is and can be. I also aim to continue my work in research. Up until now, I've had amazing opportunities to publish with my mentors, a publication in the Journal of Rehabilitation, and a chapter in a textbook dedicated to rehabilitation students and how to use positive psychology to support individuals with traumatic brain injuries. I also plan to continue my education and work towards a doctorate, perhaps in psychology or rehabilitation counseling. These are my dreams, and in the process, I hope to continue to uplift historically underserved individuals and communities with treatment and support they have gone so long without. Thank you to the Emeriti Foundation for believing in me and supporting my education, work, and passions.
Thank you, Connie, for sharing your story and the factors that have contributed to your choices of where you want to practice, with whom you want to practice, and what's going to motivate what you do. The field will, and the clients that you serve will absolutely benefit from who you are and what you will bring to their service. I'd like to now introduce the recipient of the Bill Darrow, Eleni Pitsu Darrow, and Athena Darrow Endowed Fellowship in Sociology. And it goes to Dorcia White Brake. And I will add just very quickly that both Bill Darrow and Eleni Pitsu Darrow are emeriti professors in sociology at Cal State Los Angeles. And Athena was their beloved dog that spent many days, months, and years on the campus with Bill particularly. But anyway, they endowed this fellowship, and we're proud that the recipient this year is Dorcia White Brake. Dorcia?
Thank you so much. I'm so proud to be here, and I want you guys to know that I started my journey many years ago, and I've had so many barriers that I had to overcome. And it's too long of a story to tell you, but part of it is financial issues, and a lot of it had to do with housing insecurity. And so I have a deep passion for providing support to individuals who suffer from housing insecurity and homelessness. And I would like to first thank Bill Darrow and Eleni Pitsu Darrow and Athena Darrow that their endowed fellowship is just quite a blessing. It's an incredible honor to receive this support. I'm here today as a first generation college graduate. I graduated with my degree, bachelor's in sociology, from Cal State LA, and now I am a graduate student in sociology. This journey has not been easy, as I said before, but it has been deeply meaningful. At the beginning of this semester, I was seriously considering withdrawing because I could not afford my tuition. Then I learned that I had received enough scholarship funds to continue. And that moment lifted a tremendous weight off my shoulders and reminded me that I am not walking this path alone. My drive to study housing insecurity among low-income African Americans is deeply personal. I grew up in a family that was evicted several times due to racist housing policies that failed to protect vulnerable tenants like us. I know what it feels like to live with uncertainty, to have your stability upended, not because of anything you did wrong, but because the system does not see you as worthy of being sheltered. Thanks to this fellowship, I've been able to focus on my work as a case manager with CRCD. I was just recently hired, and I'm already helping 20 participants to stay housed. And I've been able to continue my research, which explores housing rights through permanent supportive housing, social housing, harm reduction, and housing for health. These are not privileges. These are essential, practical solutions rooted in the belief that everyone deserves a home. I'm deeply grateful for my professors and mentors whose guidance and belief in me have shaped my research and inspired me to ask bold, often uncomfortable questions. I also want to thank my family and friends for being my foundation, especially through times when I felt unseen and unheard. Being recognized through this fellowship has not only affirmed my purpose, it has given me the means to continue this work. My research is a call to action to resist the not in my backyard narrative, to acknowledge our shared humanity, and to stop excluding the marginalized. We share cities, communities, and most of all, a moral responsibility. There are no walls high enough to keep us apart. There's only the work we must do to build a more just future. Thank you all for making it possible for someone like me who has experienced the very injustices I now research to continue this journey. Thank you.
Dorothea, we are honored and privileged to support you and the work that you are committed to do that is so vital to the community that Cal State LA is situated in and this country is in sore need of. So thank you so much for sharing your story with us. And again, we are so proud to be able to play a small role in supporting your journey. I'd like to now introduce the recipient of the Mary Gormley Memorial Fellowship, who's a master's in art, Joe Lakangan. Joe?
Hi, my name is Jola Kangan and I use they, she pronouns. And I'm a Filipino American artist that's community engaged at Cal State LA, pursuing my master's in fine arts in the studio arts option. Since submitting my application to scholarship, I'd also like to mention that now I actually get to teach at Cal State LA, which was one of my main goals coming into the program. I specifically chose Cal State LA for its ability to promote upward mobility in ways such as the scholarships I've received from this association, the state university grant, and other sources that made graduate school a financial possibility for me as someone coming from a socioeconomically disadvantaged background. I chose Cal State LA's Master's in Fine Arts program and a studio arts option in order to become a faculty member myself. My goals are largely as a faculty member to change the pedagogical nature of the way colleges currently teach art and contribute and develop the canon of art about disability and community-based art. I personally don't see enough queer, specifically non-binary and gender fluid representation amongst my field, even more so representation with those who are disabled, neurodivergent, or dealing with chronic illness. I believe that I can bring these perspectives as a faculty to the studio arts field in consideration of art and contemporary art contextually. I think my perspectives can push the field of contemporary art past what it is now. Here at Cal State LA, I currently study with faculty who have the same cultural, racial, disabled, economic, and gendered backgrounds as me, and this gives me hope. As a future faculty member, I would want to cultivate not the preconceived goals of what I think artists should be, whether that be exhibiting their work, selling work, helping artists, be art handlers, work in museums, or be educators, but that it's up to the students to know their goals and we as educators help them. Because of my unique experiences and perspectives stemming from being a marginalized person in the art world, I believe I can contribute to the educations of students. Currently, my MFA project, Penta Pintaseria, is a portmanteau, meaning fantasy painting series, which consists of experimentation with painting and video, as well as community engagement practices that break the barriers between audience, artworks, and the artists who create the work. Conceptually, it is about familial trauma, attachment theory, homophobia, finding yourself, and finding found family and community, which is set in 17th century Philippines, making parallels to our world today. Outside of my thesis, I'm part of Studio Arts Student Society, Photo Club, Women's Gender Sexuality Studies Club, and run FA126A with my friends and volunteer at Las Fotos Project, a photo education program for young gender expansive and female youth to contribute to my training in community engaged art. I also exhibited in different places across LA, such as Material Projects downtown LA and UCLA's New White Biennial for art graduate students across Southern California. After the school year, regarding career objectives, I also aim to apply to a PhD program in art education or socially engaged art to continue advanced research and push the boundaries of contemporary art to make it a more inclusive and community-oriented canon. Regarding how this fellowship has helped me achieve my goals, this fellowship will essentially help me continue my studies by providing financial support to cover my costs of attendance, essentially room and board costs, food, transportation, school materials, specifically for painting, photography, and video art. Lastly, I owe my success to my friends, my faculty, and everyone else who contributes to making my experience at COSA worth it. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Joe, for sharing your background, your interests, and your desire to empower people to be who they are. So thank you so much. Um, Introducing the remaining number of endowed scholarships and fellowships is Dorothy Keene. Dorothy?
Thank you very much, Alfredo. My name is Dorothy Keene, Emerita Professor of the College of Education and a member of the Emeriti Association Fellowship Committee, as well as the executive editor of our newsletter, the Emeritimes. And I have the pleasure to introduce the remaining award recipients. Before I do that, I just want to add a little insight. You know, we might have thought that since we're doing this via Zoom and video, that it might be a negative, but I look on it as a real positive because I hope the students have invited a wide group that represent them, who have helped them accomplish what they have. And that is possible if, in fact, they can get to a computer and link into this. So I hope we have many people who are really the people behind our students watching this particular video. I have the pleasure to introduce the remaining award recipients. And the first is this year's David Cameron Fisher Memorial Fellowship and is awarded to Carolina Bielek from the College of Natural and Social Sciences. Carolina was unable to join us today, and she gave us the following statement. I would like to express my deepest gratitude to the California State University Los Angeles Emeriti Association for selecting me as the recipient of the David Cameron Fisher Memorial Fellowship. It is a true honor to be recognized by such a distinguished group of scholars and educators. The fellowship holds special significance for me as it not only recognizes my academic accomplishments, but also reaffirms my commitment to advancing research in my field. As a student pursuing studies in molecular and cellular biology with aspirations to integrate artificial intelligence into biomedical research, this recognition provides both encouragement and inspiration. Knowing that my efforts and goals are valued motivates me to continue striving for excellence and making meaningful contributions to science and society. The financial support from this fellowship has been an immense help in covering my tuition expenses. It has significantly reduced the financial stress of balancing academic and personal responsibilities, allowing me to focus more fully on my studies and research. Beyond the monetary assistance, this award represents a profound vote of confidence that strengthens my resolve to continue pursuing my academic and professional ambitions. I am deeply grateful for the Emeriti Association's generosity and confidence in my potential. Thank you for recognizing my work and for investing in the next generation of scholars. Well said, and we again congratulate you, Carolina. And now I get the honor of indicating the recipient of the William A. Taylor Memorial Scholarship in Physics, and it is Coel Rachman. And we'd like to hear from you now, Coel. Thank you.
Thank you. Hello, I'm Coel. First of all, I'd like to sincerely thank the Emeriti Association for this recognition. As others have said, financial struggles are a big obstacle. A year ago, I was under a lot of stress and anxiety because I wasn't sure about how I would fund my program. I have really big dreams and I wasn't sure whether, I'd be able to support them. So having any additional assistance and recognition is really stress relieving and lets me focus deeply on my true passion. So I'm a second year master's student in physics. In my undergrad, I did studies in astrophysics, and that's what I want to do eventually. My dream is to do scientific research. I've always been very curious about why things work the way they do, and I've always felt the need to know everything there is to know about anything. So because of this, I felt like going for a PhD was a natural step in my journey. I've already begun applying, in fact. I have like over 30 programs I'm applying to both within the country and outside of the country. So I'm being pretty ambitious and I'm really hoping to start doing research after my master's program. The past summer, I was fortunate enough to have done an internship at NASA's Jet Propulsion Laboratory in Pasadena, an internship that I got selected for through Cal State LA professors, namely Dr. Karine Labrie in the Physics and Astronomy Department. She's my current research and faculty advisor. I'm continuing the project that I started at JPL under the guidance of Dr. Ki-Yoon Sung from JPL. The project focuses on gathering and processing laboratory data of molecules in support of observations of the atmosphere of Saturn's moon Titan. And I'm extremely grateful for this opportunity because as a little girl, it was my dream to work at NASA, and I never thought I would realize it this soon. Obviously, it was just a summer internship, and I didn't get to stay there very long, but it's still a step out the door, and I think I'll be back to NASA one day and contributing to research. So I'm hoping to get into a PhD program, and I'm hoping to apply the knowledge and experience that I'm currently gaining towards studying distant astronomical objects beyond Earth. My dream research is in astrobiology or searching for life in the universe. I hope to study exoplanets and their atmospheres and hopefully discover faraway worlds that may have potential for life. I'm pretty convinced that there is extraterrestrial life out there. It may be just bacteria, but I would like to help join the search for it. So my time here at Cal State LA has been very instrumental in helping me develop research skills necessary for me to excel in a PhD program. I didn't have a lot of experience in doing hands-on research, so the fact that I was able to do research under professors here and then also get to go to NASA to do research, it's really helpful for me to learn the process of research and what it means to do science. And I feel really validated as a scientist now and convinced that this is the role that I want to play in society. So I'm really grateful again to the Emeriti Association for the support. It means a lot towards my goals, so I very much appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Goel. It's so wonderful to see another woman physicist. And Bill Taylor was among our group just a few years ago, and I know he would be absolutely delighted to know that it is a woman physicist who received this award. So I congratulate you. We also have another person who is receiving an award from the physics department, and it is my pleasure to introduce the person who has received the Roland L. Carpenter Memorial Scholarship. I'm particularly delighted because Roland was my husband, and this is the scholarship that was set up in memory of him. So I would like to introduce at this time Laura Fredericks. Laura?
Hello. Thank you for that introduction. I'm Laura, a fifth-year physics major. I'm a recipient of the Roland L. Carpenter Memorial Scholarship. Roland Carpenter instilled his love for the universe at the Jet Propulsion Laboratory and here at Cal State LA in the Physics and Astronomy Department. I would like to thank the Cal State LA Emeriti Association for their recognition and support. Thank you all for being here and taking the time to listen to the stories of myself and my peers. I've been given a few minutes to share my story. Usually when I'm telling people about myself, I'm always trying to prove something, impress them, get a job or position, but you've already vetted me, so I'll just tell you who I believe I am. At the core, I see myself as a little girl who's curious about space, math, and physics. When I was around 12, I applied to Cal State LA through the early entrance program because I was unsatisfied with the K-12 public school curriculum. Since starting university, I struggled with chronic depression. I lost myself in overwhelming semesters of homework and tests and projects. Being a young girl navigating a field full of older men, I went through traumas because I was so vulnerable. But it was this year when I started researching star formation at the Jet Propulsion Laboratory that little 12-year-old Laura inside of me woke up. I found a community among scientists and students that were also motivated by this intrinsic curiosity, who are dedicating their lives to the pursuit of knowledge. Now I'm applying to PhD programs in astrophysics, motivated by the curiosity I reclaimed in myself. I hope to pursue a career in cosmology as well as spearhead outreach in astrophysics to help others realize their natural curiosity and wonder for the universe. I owe where I am today to the professors who supported me through my lowest semesters and my parents who have supported me through the lows of adolescence in university. But all this to say, when I want to impress people, I tell them I started university at 13. But really, who you're looking at is a kid who was weathered by 5 years of academic pressure and depression through witnessing her reclaim the curiosity that made her start this journey in the first place. I believe what's most important about somebody can't be written in a list of attributes on a page. Rather, it's the future they forge from the hardships of their past that define them. Thank you.
Well, I really, truly congratulate you, Laura. And I know that Roland would be absolutely delighted that this particular scholarship is given again to a female. We need more and more women in physics and certainly in astrophysics as well. I know you're going to do big things, and it's probably helpful to have gone through a couple of bumps on our journeys in education, and you have come out on the other side just beautifully. We're very proud of you. And that, folks who have attended, is our final recipient. Oh no, excuse me, I'm sorry. We have another recipient. Please excuse me. Our final recipient is the Broadwin Family Fellowship Rehabilitation Counseling and Rehab Services, and it's to Melissa Ledesma. And Melissa couldn't join us, but I do have a statement from her. My name is Melissa Ledesma, and I am currently pursuing my bachelor's degree in rehabilitation services with a minor in psychology at Cal State LA, and am truly honored to have been selected as the recipient of the Emeriti Scholarship. And I want to express my sincere gratitude to the association for this recognition and support. This scholarship means more to me than assistance with tuition. It represents belief in my potential, my future, and my purpose. I come from a background where higher education was not modeled. I grew up facing instability, including periods of homelessness, and like many first-generation students, I had to learn how to navigate school, life, and responsibilities on my own. These experiences shaped my resilience and strengthened my desire to create something better for myself and my family. I have also been deeply influenced by my upbringing in and around the Skid Row community, where I spent years supporting nonprofit organizations alongside my mother, who spent her life helping others with compassion and dignity. Witnessing her dedication to service showed me the impact of offering care, presence, and understanding, especially to those who feel overlooked. It is a major reason why I am committed to the work I want to do in life. My goal is to continue my education by pursuing a master's degree in social work. I feel called to the field because I understand on a personal level how deeply people can struggle, and how powerful it is to have someone who is willing to listen, support, and advocate alongside them. I want to be that person for individuals and families who feel unseen or unheard. I want to help create spaces where healing, empowerment, and dignity are possible. Receiving this scholarship and not simply encouragement is not simply encouragement, it is fuel. It reminds me that my hard work matters, that my path has value, and that others see the potential in the work I hope to do. For that, I am deeply thankful to the Emeriti Association. I thank you for your continued support of students like myself. Your dedication makes a real difference, not only in my academic journeys, but in the communities we will one day serve. It is because of support like this that students are able to continue continue forward with clarity and hope. I know we all appreciate these words of Melissa. And so, as I started to say earlier, friends, these are, that is to the colleagues, family, and friends of the 2025-26 Cal State Emeriti Association scholarships and fellowships. Congratulations to all who have been awarded. And now I turn it back to Alfredo.
I'd like to take just a couple of moments to thank all of the people who donated to make these awards possible, and specifically acknowledge several people who are attending this program, whose generosity has made some of these endowed awards possible. Dr. Janet Fisher-Holt, who established the David Cameron Memorial Fisher Fellowship in honor of her son. Dr. Dorothy Keene, who established the Roland L. Carpenter Memorial Fellowship and Scholarship, who just made the presentation to several outstanding students. Doctors Marty and Sandy Broadwin and their daughter Erin, who established the Broadwin Family Fellowship. Doctors Bill Darrow, Laney Pizzudero, and their beloved dog, Athena, for the scholarship they created. Dr. Vincent Zapata in Public Health, who established the Vincent Zapata Scholarship in Public Health and Nutritional Science. Dr. Costello Brown, who established the Costello Brown Scholarship and Fellowship in Chemistry, Biochemistry, Geology, or Physics. The Smallenberg family, whose mother helped establish the Emeriti Fellowship Program and over the years had generously continued to support it. Also, the family and friends of our dear colleagues, Bill Taylor and Dimitri Margaziotis, both of whose families established a scholarship to support students in sciences, mathematics, and engineering. We appreciate not only your generous contributions, but also your trust in us to select the amazing, outstanding, wonderful, spectacular students that we've heard tonight. I think you will all agree this is an amazing group of students. Actually, every year it's an amazing group of students. It really, really is just impressive in terms of where they've come from, what they've accomplished, the goals, and what they dream of making a difference in the world about. On behalf of the Emeriti Association, I say to all tonight's recipients, we are proud of you. We are impressed with what you've accomplished thus far, and know that you will make the members of the Emeriti Association and Cal State Los Angeles proud. We are honored to be able to contribute, even in a small way, to your success, not by merely providing some modest financial support. I'm just moved by all your stories, but also by saying, with these words, by also saying to you, we believe in you, and we know you will make a difference in the world and in the lives of people in this world. I would also like to acknowledge just a couple of groups of people very quickly, not by stating their names, but at least putting their names up so that you can see who they are. The first group of people that you see on the screen are the individuals who reviewed applications and made very tough decisions of selecting these 22 individuals. And I must tell you, it's a work of it's a bit of work, but it's a work of joy. The application that we read are just absolutely amazing, and each individual works with a team of people to read applications, and then from over 300 applications, we identify the numbers from 18 to 2022, sometimes 23, that will receive these awards. So it's a bit of work, but it's a work of love. So I want to thank all of these individuals for participating and helping out to make these very, very tough decisions. I'd also like to thank the faculty and staff who gave of their time and support in application review process, and the people who supported this program that you've witnessed tonight. Some of the folks, like myself, are amateurs. I don't like being on screen. I get nervous when we do PowerPoints, but I got to tell you, the support from, I won't name them. I won't name them because I don't want to leave anybody out, but the people that support us in putting on this program are just absolutely amazing. And the work that they do, the support that they provide us, and the confidence they give us to be able to pull this off as well as we can, and I'm speaking for myself, is just amazing, and we just truly, truly, really appreciate it. I'd like to finally thank the colleagues on the Fellowship Awards Committee, and again, I will mention their names: Lois Andrew Betchley, Pat Chin, John Clemon, Stephen Falsegi, Jose Galvan, Dorothy Keene, Kathy Riley, and our beloved Deborah Schaefer, who we just lost a few weeks ago. Their support in terms of the whole process of fellowships and trying to make it more effective, more efficient, more reflective of what we as the association want to accomplish has been immensely helpful. And it's just a good group of people to work with, and I really enjoy that opportunity. Finally, with some final closing remarks, and I will finish. My heartfelt congratulations to each and every one of the students. We wish you the very best as you complete your degrees at Cal State Los Angeles, in the next phase of your academic or professional endeavors, and in the work you do to make the world a better place. Thank you to those who have contributed so that these awards are possible. Thank you to the Emeriti Association members who attended to meet and support these amazing students. Thank you to the faculty and administrators who attended for all that you do to support students. And finally, and a number of you have made the point, and I just want to re-emphasize it because it is so important. Thank you to the parents, the relatives, friends who attended this event, and for the love and the support you provide your child, husband or wife, significant other, mother, father, in ways that help make their success possible. A number of you mentioned those people, and I also want to acknowledge them for all that they do to help you to be successful and accomplish your goals so that you can make the difference in the world that many of you have spoken to. Again, thank you so much for being part of this program. For those who came to see and listen and watch, we thank you, and we look forward to seeing you again next year. So good night. And stay safe if you're driving, and if you don't have to, stay warm and be at home. Good night. Have a great evening.